Kristen and Andrew were building the life they had planned together. Living in Palm Desert, they started raising their family, first with son Carson, and then the princess of the family, Natalie, was born. But on Mother's Day 2007, their lives dramatically changed.
We've been married for 8 years now, and Carson is 4 years old, and he was about 2.5 when Natalie was born. And we thought we had the perfect family, and we do have the perfect family with a young son, and then we thought our family would be complete with a daughter, and things were going along just great for the first 3 months of Natalie's life until we realized something was wrong with her. What I noticed was her eyes really started to, be fixed in a downward gaze and almost bug out a little bit. Her eyes would kind of puff out. And we also noticed that she was vomiting quite a bit. Almost every evening she would vomit for 2 or 3 weeks straight. And if anyone who's ever met Natalie knows what a happy baby she is. And at that point in her life, she suddenly started to cry a lot, uncontrollably and unconsolably. So we knew something was wrong.
The Tanner's doctor determined that Natalie had hydroencephaly, or water on the brain, and had an appointment set for that day at Loma Linda University Medical Center.
When we finally made it to the neurosurgeon's office, Dr. Zaros's office, we sat in that office for a while waiting, and as we sat there, Natalie became increasingly fussy, and we could not console her. And I just started to panic at that point, because with the high-pitched screaming, I knew that something was not right with her.
She basically presented with failure to thrive and sort of really vomiting, lethargic, and was found to have a very massive tumor in the back part of her brain, in a part of the brain called the cerebellum. And due to her very young age and how large this tumor was, and how sick she was, it was very much, we knew that this was going to be a really big uphill battle, because we could tell this was a very, very sick child with a very dangerous condition.
It was just snowballing. It just felt like time was going by so quickly, and I just wanted to stop it all and go back to the day before, when everything was perfect and normal and we had our healthy baby.
It's hard to believe that this child has something this horrible, but everyone pretty much from the beginning knew that we had to take immediate action, and that surgery unfortunately was going to have to be done, and that this was going to be a very big, very, very big operation.
I had some family in town, and they were able to come with us, so we all walked alongside Natalie's hospital crib and got her downstairs to the operating room, and we were all gathered there right in front of the double doors that lead into the operating room. And at that point, one of the nurses said to go ahead and give her one more kiss. And all I could think about at that time was that that could be the last kiss with Natalie being alive.
For her young age and her small size, and at the size of the tumor and the location of the tumor, it basically almost impossible to do the surgery without realistically expecting a large amount of blood to be transfused. And it's a huge amount of blood that, relative to the child, that they're getting, and it's a very, very critical and necessary part of the whole operation. It can't be done. And in fact, most of the times, children who do not survive the surgery, it's because of the blood loss and keeping up with that blood loss.
Natalie's long surgery and the amount of blood that she lost, there would have been no way that Natalie would have been able to make it through those surgeries without the blood that she received from other people. And so there's all these little parts to Natalie's story that make it possible for her to still be alive today and be with us. And so from great surgeon to blood donors to just having that constant hope that you are going to make it through this, that's what got us through it.
Blood products and transfusion services are needed by someone every 3 to 4 seconds of each day. In order to meet the demands of our 43 hospital partners, over 500 donations are required daily. Blood shortages are not an option.
These operations are basically were not acceptable operations years ago because of the risk of blood loss. And as anesthesia and surgery pushes frontiers, we count upon blood basically to be available to be able to give this blood, and these operations would not be possible if it wasn't for that.
You know, it's unfortunate until you're really faced with this sort of situation that you finally realize how important just the simple act of going to your blood bank and donating blood. This could be your daughter. This child could be your granddaughter or your niece or your best friend, or you need to relate this person to your own family, because it happened to us and it could happen to anybody. Anybody could end up needing blood.
Even a small contribution is a huge amount for one person. Basically, what was flowing through the veins and arteries of Natalie after surgery was not her own blood. It was a donor's blood.
Following her surgeries, Natalie underwent chemotherapy at St. Jude Children's Hospital, and today, at nearly 2 years old, is cancer-free and enjoying life with her family and friends. Baby Natalie is a vivid and beautiful reminder of how critical the services of LifeStream are. The need is constant. The process is simple. The result is priceless. LifeStream. We help save lives by connecting donors and patients through the gift of blood.